Stars and Stripes, the podcast, at gmail.com for all inquiries.
Come you phony super patriotic people that say that hating and fearing is my only way. They say this here country has got to be. You're thinking of yourselves, you ain't thinking of me. You're not thinking of any George Washington. You're not thinking of any Thomas Jefferson. But you say that you are, and you lie and mislead. You use their names for your sins and your selfish greed. Don't speak to me of your patriotism when you throw the southern black boy in prison. You say the only good ones are the ones who have died. Don't think I'll ever stand by your side. Though you make it so hard for me to love, my face will never feel the slap of your glove. My hands will never buy the cards that you play. My feet will never walk down the road that you lay. Get out in the open, stop standing afar. Let the world see what a hypocrite you are. I ain't a joking, and it ain't no gag. You've been hiding too long behind the American flag.
That was amazing, man. Thanks
you.
for coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
Stevie Bad, ladies and gentlemen. So what type of music would you describe that as?
That would probably be a protest song in some kind of a way, but it's probably just folk music, Americana music.
Americana.
Yeah.
So now, how'd you get into folk music? Well, first, for my listeners that don't know you, you're very, like, old school. Like,
Old
I
soul,
met you
people
at
call me.
the local watering hole, which is a local
The gin
bar.
joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just met one night probably like 3-4 years ago now, and like we've just been boys ever since. I just noticed on the jukebox, you just picked all old school music.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what I picked that night, but probably
Like Bob Dylan, Tom Waits.
They used to call me Tom Waits at the bar. I don't know why.
That guy's a character.
Yeah.
What's some good Tom Waits songs?
Good Tom Waits songs. Depends what kind of era you're talking about with Tom Waits, but probably like early stuff is more accessible for like people that listen to music regularly, I would say. But you know, later on it gets weird. A lot of circus music on, but
Right.
really just probably Nighthawks at the diner.
I
Start
found
there.
out about that guy from the Atmosphere, the underground rapper, and he like sampled him, and it's just like really wild music. So, so what made you get into folk music? Like as a child?
As a child, I was into like music from movies, anything like Earth Angel from Back to the Future or something like that, or Johnny Be Good. I always wanted to play the guitar, and I remember when we had to pick out our instruments when I was in 2nd grade or whatever it was, and I had to pick the clarinet, and I was very disappointed by that. I couldn't imagine why I couldn't play like the piano or guitar. Now I realize I could have probably just gotten private lessons, but they want you to play for the team. They want you to be in the band. So you have to play the clarinet or the saxophone, trombone, drums maybe.
How many instruments can you play right now?
I could still play the clarinet if I ever dusted that thing off, but I could play the guitar, ukulele, banjo, piano, little harmonica. It's all accessible, you know. I first got my guitar when I was 10, my grandfather got me one. Esteban used to do these like home shopping network things. He dressed like Zorro. And I still have the VHS. Like, he did these tutorials. They were terrible. I didn't learn at all from that. I didn't learn guitar until much
Zorro
later.
was teaching you the
Zorro
guitar.
was teaching me guitar.
And he was a hack.
He had these long fingernails and just ridiculous.
Just a hack.
He's still around.
Selling VHS, right?
Selling VHS and a guitar kit. Terrible strings. He had to get it restrung. I still have the guitar.
How old were you? That was your first instrument?
That was my first instrument besides the clarinet,
Okay.
and I was 10.
Okay.
I think. My grandfather got my brother and I guitars. We didn't learn until much later.
So would you say like your first memory of music was watching movies and you enjoyed the soundtrack?
Watching movies, and I always was interested by like records more than like CDs. I can't remember buying any CDs when I was little. Maybe like
we're both big vinyl collectors.
Yeah, maybe the Grammys 2003 for like Girl All the Bad Guys won or something like that, you know. But
it's always awesome when you give me a call and say like, oh, I have this new crazy record shop. You want to come check it out with me?
Yeah.
I love that. It's just, do you feel like the sound of vinyl is, you know how people that are really into it, like I'm really into it, I say that it sounds more warm when you listen to it on vinyl versus, say, the CD. You agree with that?
I agree. You know, it's kind of alive. You see it moving. You feel like the needle ripping apart the record. And
I feel like the actual sound, though,
Oh,
is
the actual
different.
sound, yeah, of course. CDs are only, they say like 16-bit, 44 kilohertz, which is nothing compared to like vinyl records analog. It's infinite. You could turn that thing up all the way as long as you have a good sound system.
Right.
And you'll never hear anything.
Vinyl's definitely the way to go, and it's the whole experience too when you open them up and you see all the credits
And the artwork is 12
they
inches.
include
you know?
exactly, and they usually include extra artwork that they wouldn't include in like a CD, stuff like that. So now, mostly what you're playing for me today, you would say, is like Americana folk music.
Folk music. That was a Dylan song that he only did once that I know of, and he did it at like Carnegie Hall or something like that when he played there in 1962, and it was just another one of his protest songs that.
Dylan, right?
Yeah, Dylan was a big protest.
Who are some of
songwriter.
your other influences?
John Prine. I might do a John Prine song in a bit. He's still around. He's like 70. He's like a country writer. He was discovered by Chris Christopherson one night in Chicago, and he just writes. Every song is great.
One Night in Chicago.
One Night in Chicago. It sounds like a song.
We should name the next Thunderbird Cafe album that.
One Night in Chicago.
We'll go to Chicago
We have to
and
go to
write the whole thing.
You got to be careful.
This guy is such an amazing musician that if I want to make a rap song and like I have a beat in my head, I could just hum the beat, and this kid will just you know, just on the strings, just make it come to life. You know, create his own chords, all different progressions, whatever he has to do. You're just so talented, and like I really appreciate you coming on the show.
That's great.
You want to get into your next song?
Yeah, sure. I'll do another protest kind of a song.
Sign of the Times.
Yeah, this is a Woody Guthrie song from I don't know if Woody ever sang it, but it's called Deportees. The crops are all in, and the peaches are rotting. Oranges are packed in their Crescio dumps. They're flying them back to that Mexican border to take all their money to wait back again. Goodbye, my Juan, goodbye, Rosalita. Adios, mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. My father's own father, he waded that river, took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters came working the fruit trees. They broke all the big trucks till they lay down and died. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita. Adios, mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. The sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. Fireball of lightning and it shook all the hills. Who are these comrades? They dry like the dry leaves. Radio tells me they're just deportees. We died in your hills and we died in your deserts. Died in the valleys and we died in your plains. We died neath your trees and we died neath your bushes. Both sides of the river we died just the same. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus Sue Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. Is this the best way we can grow our big orchids? Is this the best way we can grow our good fruit? To die like the dry leaves and rot on the topsoil and be known by no name except deportee. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus Sue Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. All they will call you will be deportees.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to interpret that song, I would say it's pro-immigration.
It was pro-immigration, probably pro-legal immigration, but these people,
Legal, right? Yeah.
these people working in the fields, I guess, down in Mexico. This one was probably written in 1930, something like that. And I guess they were working there and they were dying there, and people that didn't die, they just sent them back and probably took all their money and sent them right back, kind of thing. They were working for nothing, and maybe they had a good home or something like that, you know. But they had to go back at the end of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really. It's just a song that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I feel like it's time to dust
Right.
it off.
Yeah, it's the right time
Yeah.
politically. So, how did you feel about this election?
Everyone kind of. We went out Tuesday night to watch it somewhere because you can't watch that thing at home. You got to go out. It's like a wrestling match, you know. So we go out and we're sitting there, and around 8 o'clock, it's not looking good for my women friends and everybody else. So
You were very anti-Trump during this whole election.
not
I feel.
anti-Trump, just because like you can't be like such a prick like that and not have any backlash at all, you know.
Right,
So, somebody's got to have their poor voice be heard, you know,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not popular to everybody else.
No, yeah,
So
definitely.
if the shoe was on the other foot.
So now, well, for politics, but we'll just get back to the actual music. I know you've been to a lot of different folk festivals.
I've only been to one, I think. The most
The
popular
same
one,
one,
the
right?
longest running music festival in America.
What'd you go, 3 years in a row?
I went 2 years in a
2
row.
years in a
I
row.
wish I could have went when it was really big, 1960 to 65. Dylan went electric in 1965 and like busted the whole thing out. There was booze. He was
What's the name of the festival?
Newport Folk Festival. He was called Judas. Not there, but he was called Judas at another time. But for playing the electric guitar, because he's a folk artist kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
they don't expect anybody to evolve. Very conservative, those
Right,
folk bunch,
right,
even
the
though
whole-
they were
The
for
whole folk movement.
protest and liberal causes. But
So now you're talking about Dylan, who's like a classic in that genre. Is there any new musicians
people?
in that genre?
maybe not so much in that genre, but new people I've been listening to. Margot Price, she's like a new country artist. She actually did some stuff with Jack White recently, and that's pretty
Nice.
cool.
I'm a huge Jack White fan.
Jack White, you know, like I would say even like John Mayer, Jason Mraz, they put out some quality stuff, you know, and
You like their stuff?
yeah, I like their stuff. Who else? Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, he's pretty awesome. I don't know if you know him. I saw them at the Newport Folk Fest.
I don't think you ever put me on to that.
They have a song called Son of a Bitch, great song.
I'll have to check it out later.
Nora Jones is always my
Nora
favorite. I
Jones.
could play her forever.
I remember, didn't one year she won like a shitload of Grammys?
Probably. She's all over the place. Country, jazz, folk.
Mm-hmm.
She had a rockabilly album out with some other people called Puss in Boots. I forget who else was in there. It was like some other heroes of that genre.
Mm-hmm. Now, Steve, you're only, what, 23?
25. Just turned 25.
So when I met you, I
as
think.
they say, a quarter of a century gone.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So now, you were just so fascinating to me when we first met, because, like, you didn't know any popular music at all, really.
I really still don't.
Have you ever, you've never listened to the radio, right?
I used to, like, I don't know, in the 90s, like, the early 2000s. I would, like, keep it on. I would listen to, like, BLI at the beach, but now, like, if I turn it on, I'll still hear something I like. I'll catch my ear, but, like, I don't have the patience
Like,
to sit there and listen.
You didn't even know, like people would put on, like, say, like, Pitbull songs at the bar. And
Yeah,
you've never heard them before.
I don't think I could tell you one Pitbull song, but
That was amazing to me. I love that.
I do like Pitbull, though. He was, I've seen him interviewed. He's a nice guy.
Oh, for sure.
I love to hang out with Pitbull, I think.
Oh, yeah, me too. So now, what do you think, you have just such an old school mindset. Why do you think that is? Like, you just haven't let mainstream get to you at all.
I don't know, it could be a mental defect, but I'm not entirely sure. You never know, I can go and they'd be like, oh, you're not getting enough oxygen to the brain or something like that, but I haven't checked that out yet. We'll see.
Don't change, bro.
Yeah.
Just stay old school. You want to get into another one for us?
Sure. Man. Alright, you'll like this one.
We're just doing all political songs because sign of the times, but I'd love to have you back on and you can do some of your classics.
Yeah, like, this one's very political. I don't have to do a political one. I could just like...
No, go. Do that
sure?
one. Do that one. Yeah.
Well, we have time for two more, right? Alright, so I'll do
all the time. And the co-host is calling the landline, Nick Bove.
Who still got the landline? I don't even know my house number. Alright, so I'll save the love song for last. You'll like this one. I think you know it. Come, you masters of war, you that build the big guns, you that build the death planes, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind desks. I just want you to know I can see through your mask. You that never done nothing but build to destroy. You play with my world like it's your little toy. You put a gun in my hand and you hide from my eyes, and you turn and run further. Let the best bullets fly, like Judas of old. You lie and deceive. A world war can be won, you want me to believe, but I see through your eyes, and I see through your brain, like I see through the water that runs down my drain. You that fasten the triggers for others to fire, then you sit back and watch while the death count gets higher. You that hide in your mansion as the young people's blood flies out from their bodies and is buried in mud. You that thrown the worst fear that can ever be hurled, fear to bring children into the world, for threatening my baby, unborn and unnamed. You ain't worth the blood that rolled through your veins. How much do I know to talk out of turn? You You might say I'm young, you might say I'm unlearned, but there's one thing I know, though I'm younger than you, even Judas would never believe what you do. Let me ask you one question, is your money that good? Will it buy you forgiveness? Do you think that it could? I think you will find when your death takes its toll, all the money you made will never buy back your soul. And I hope that you die and your death will come soon. I will follow your casket in the pale afternoon, and I'll watch while you're lowered down to your deathbed, and I'll stand over your grave till I'm sure that you're dead.
That was amazing.
I messed that up. I was supposed to say Jesus, but I said Judas. I think Judas would forget anything that you did. Or maybe not.
Who's that by?
Oh, that's a Dylan song too. But Eddie
I think
Vedder
I've
did
heard
it.
that one.
Eddie Vedder
Yeah, I
does it
probably
really
heard
well.
the Eddie Vedder
Yeah.
one. Huge Pearl Jam fan.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Pearl Jam song?
Better Man or Nothing Man.
That's a
The
classic.
Man's
Mine's Black.
Black.
But so now you've been doing open mics for a while, right?
A few open mics, one or two paid things.
You want to plug your open mics?
Tuesday night you can come on down to One Main. I only play for 15 minutes over there, but it's a good time. Wednesday nights we start an open mic at the Loyal Dog, our old watering hole. It starts
The
at 9 o'clock.
old watering hole.
It goes till like 4 o'clock in the morning, but hopefully not that late all the time.
I think that's why we always go to that bar.
Yeah.
It's because they never kick us out.
Well, you know, last night I was the only one that showed up, and I'm running it, so I play like for a while, and then people come up and sing with me. And then this couple came in around like 2 o'clock in the morning, guy and a girl, and he was playing for a while. All of a sudden, she grabs my guitar and starts playing with him. And then her and I start singing like
Were they
some Dylan
talented?
songs, and like this girl Angel Olsen, she's one of my favorite new artists. Nobody knows Angel Olsen, maybe like 2 people, and she knew the song right away as soon as I started, and we sang
That's
that.
awesome.
And it was a great
You'll be
night.
surprised how many like talented people you actually meet doing open mics.
Open mics
and
or just
stuff like
waiting
that.
for someone to show up, you know. They say nothing good happens after 2 o'clock. Last night
I can vouch for
that
that.
happened good, I think.
But even when sometimes we'll do the karaoke, and you'll just be amazed that like
The talent
wow,
that comes out for karaoke is unbelievable.
like this
sometimes,
guy's fucking
yeah.
talented.
Very rarely do you have like somebody bomb out, and it's usually me.
So like now when you actually perform and stuff, did you ever get stage fright?
I did for a while. Like I would have to drink a little bit before I would play, which is horrible to say. That's a stupid crotch to have. But now like I played a 3-hour show recently, and I was sick. I didn't feel good, so I didn't have one drink. I just had water, and I did the whole show. I didn't take any breaks.
I bet
And
you killed it.
It was a great time. I played the whole American songbook that night. It was crazy.
You're very patriotic. Like I know you genuinely love America.
I am. I keep it hidden though. Like I keep it inside. It's something you should hold in your heart. It's not
Well, I
something
mean,
you
when
should-
we're at the Bordy Barn and you're wearing an American flag button up, you
that
weren't
is
really
true, yeah.
hiding.
Every
it
once in a
too
while, you
well.
got to go all out. Not too much though. They always say patriotism is the last refuge to which a scoundrel clings.
Are you worried about where society's heading?
No. We'll be all right.
From your
you know?
Twitter, it seems like you are.
Yeah, you know, you gotta make fun of everyone. Either side. Make fun of them to their face, you know?
Mhm.
When my dad asked me who I was voting for, he's like, better be Trump. And I said, I'm not voting for that cocksucker. And I think he thought I meant Trump.
Damn,
no, I
that's
think he
a good
thought
joke.
He thought I meant Hillary. But I
see
meant
what-
Trump.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get about 500 viewers now on Facebook.
Oh, really?
But
Oh, God. Yeah.
You want to plug your Twitter
If I
for when it goes
if I ever
viral
run
on
for president,
YouTube?
there'll be that video of me
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
cocksucker twice now.
Plug your Twitter. So
My Twitter is what is it? Stevie Bad
at
with two
Stevie,
D's.
yeah,
At Stevie Bad, STEVIEBADD.
Stevie Bad, the better half of Thunderbird Cafe. You think
Yes.
we'll ever get in the studio again?
We did one show and
A few of my fans have been asking.
we had a
like,
good run
you come
there.
back.
Yeah, no.
I just feel like the mixture of hip hop and folk music's
Yeah.
just amazing.
It is. You know, I think we're no Temple of the Dog. We'll come back.
Ever since we linked up, I feel like I put you onto some good hip hop, like Yellow Wolf,
Yellow Wolf is
Eminem.
great.
You didn't really even know a lot of Eminem stuff when I first met you
I
because
know
you're so like
The old stuff.
you're just old school.
I remember when I first heard "Shut Up and Dance with Me," and I was like, "What is this? Like, how did I never hear this before?" Like, that's like a great throwback song for me. You know why I like that song. It's not because it's what it is. I don't know. It's just something underlying that rings true to me. Hopeless romantic, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Human suffering.
Many nights at the bar, I think we realized that we're both hopeless romantic.
Yes. By day I'm a video editor. By night I'm a hopeless romantic.
It makes for some good music, though. I would say.
No, it does. They always say, like, that's why I'm not too worried, like, this election and everything, like, you know, it is what it is, but, the art world will thrive, like, if I can get down to Washington Square Park and sing some folk songs with some cool people, I wouldn't say it's worth it, but it could be fun.
Speaking about hopeless romantics,
Yes.
you want to get into the love song?
Okay, that's a good segue. This is a John Prine song. It's called "Somewhere Someone's Fallen in Love," but it ain't me. I got time on my hands, I got you on my mind, and the moon and the stars above. There's a warm summer breeze blowing down through the trees, and somewhere someone's falling in love. Well, if this world where we live is the only one we'll have, then there's only one thing I'm thinking of. Let's go for that ride, keep our eyes open wide, 'cause somewhere someone's falling in love. You may be looking for someone, someone may be looking for you. Someday you'll awaken and open your eyes, and love will be looking at you. So don't get down on yourself, no, don't lose your faith. Believe these words that I'm singing of, for as sure as the day that you're born, somewhere someone's falling in love. For someone, someone may be looking for you. Someday you'll awaken and open your eyes, and love will be looking at you. So don't get down on yourself, no, don't lose your faith. Believe these words that I'm singing of, for as sure as the day that you were born, somewhere someone's falling in love. Somewhere someone's falling, somewhere someone's falling, somewhere someone's falling in love.
Dude, you killed it. That was
Thank you.
amazing. Who's that one by?
That was a John Prine song.
I'm surprised I never heard of him. That's why, like, I really enjoy when we hang out, because you put me on to all this crazy music that, like, no one's ever heard of. What's some, like, super rare stuff that you would advise my viewers to look into?
Super rare stuff. the Felice Brothers. They're like a fairly new band.
How do you spell that?
Felice Brothers. They've been around for a while. They're popular in their own circle, like Americana music, but I think they have mainstream potential and a lot of stuff. They've been on like True Blood and stuff like that. They have a song called "I Put Whiskey in My Whiskey," and that's got to be like a
I love
karaoke
whiskey.
song, Yeah.
So you said they played a song for True Blood. You into what other type of, like, I view TV shows as like a type of art form.
Yeah. No, TV shows definitely are better than movies today. I don't know why. It's just that I think there's so much like commercialism, and Coca-Cola owns Sony, so whatever they put out, is not going to be anything artistically grand. It might be entertaining, but there's no like true independent film anymore, so that has kind of moved to TV and like Netflix and stuff like that. And I don't know, like I watched on a whim. I had Hulu, and I watched 11/22/63 with James Franco. It's a Stephen King book that they made into a mini series, like 8 episodes, and it takes place around JFK. Like he has to stop JFK from being assassinated, and he has to wait it out because he gets there in like 1960. So to hear that song is like a gold mine.
Conspiracy?
A little bit, yeah. And like he kind of lives across the street from Lee Harvey Oswald and has to like stop him. And the book goes way more detail into it. Apparently, he goes back a few times.
You read the book?
I have the book. I haven't read it, but I watched the miniseries, and the miniseries is just a gold mine for clothing style, like Mad Men was, and music. The music on that show is incredible. I learned a few new songs off of there.
So now it's based on the JFK assassination. What's your opinion? Was it like just one shooter, one shot? That's the official story.
Yeah.
Or 3 shots. 1 shooter, 3 shots.
That's
the official story.
Some people say George Bush Sr. was in the tunnel with a rifle and he happened to be in town at the time. Ted Cruz's dad. I don't know. But I really don't know. Like, I would love to go. They say you're allowed to go to the book depository, but they don't let you get so close to the window because you can't even see the road. But I think Bill Hicks used to do a joke about that. He's like, they don't want people looking out and saying you can't even see the road from here. But I think you can. I don't know. I haven't been there yet. But,
that's the building that
I would hope
supposedly shot from.
I would suppose that like the truth is what they told us, but you never know. Like once you go down that rabbit hole,
it's definitely a rabbit hole. I mean, I wouldn't say you ruin your life. You just get more woke.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're on the internet every day, like reading new conspiracies on Reddit, or like they probably have
that was middle school for me.
No, that's me. I'm like that with the Zodiac Killer. There's people that like...
You're into serial killers?
The serial killers, yeah.
I looked at serial killers for a while. I think I've seen every serial killer documentary ever made.
Making a Murderer, The Jinx with Robert Durst.
The Jinx.
Yeah, Robert Durst is... Even my dad, he was watching that, and he was like...
Is that on Netflix? People need to watch that, though.
Yeah, that's great. The Jinx, The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst. He dressed up like a woman for a while, living in Galveston, Texas.
He beats 2 murder charges, and then he hides in Texas for a few months?
He hides in Texas, and then he's on the run after he's captured, and they find him in Pennsylvania. He's stealing a sandwich and a box of Band-Aids, and he has $500 in his pocket. He's like, Trump is like, his family owns a lot of real estate and everything, but the Durst family...
This guy's a billionaire.
Durst family owns the World Trade Center.
And he's murdered 3 people. He got away with 2.
3. His first
I think
wife...
he just got indicted on the 3rd, right?
But he's like in his 70s, and he's not doing well.
Basically, he gets away with 2 murders. He moves to Texas, somehow ends up murdering his neighbor. They had some type of altercation.
Well, his neighbor found out who he was and was going to turn him in, so he... what do you call that? Cut him up into pieces.
Oh, he dismembered his neighbor.
But they couldn't find the head, which probably had the bullet in his head, and it would match up to Durst's gun.
And somehow, this guy gets off after admitting he dismembered the body.
Oh, yeah, like, they know that he dismembered it.
They didn't convict him.
But they can't convict him
until
on murder.
the retrial. I think they said he was defending himself, right? He got off on self-defense.
Yeah.
And he testified that he dismembered the body.
He was not allowed back into Galveston, Texas for how many years, maybe ever again. And he got caught in town. He ran into the trial judge at the mall.
The Jinx, look it up. The craziest documentary I've ever seen. One of them.
Yeah.
But so besides TV shows, documentaries, what other type of art are you into?
I've been trying to learn how to draw, paint. Haven't been very successful. I'm more into. I can't do anything freehand, so I'm interested in like the old school Vermeer and everything. They use camera obscuras, which is basically a camera, but it wouldn't capture the image onto anything. So like you had to sit there and paint it like day by day, and like look through this lens and paint it as you saw it. But now you can just take a picture, use a photograph, project it onto a canvas, trace it out, and then paint it in as you go along. It's kind of like a coloring book.
That's really cool.
It's cheating
You're
in a way
getting into
too.
that?
Yeah, I'm into that because I feel like that'll get me started, and then I can move.
Right.
Else,
Once you do that, you'll start using your imagination and do your own paintings.
I'm no Leonardo DiCaprio. And
what
Titanic.
type of paint you using and stuff?
I have watercolors. I have some pastels that I haven't cracked open yet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love oil painting. It's something about that. I love going close to a painting and seeing the grain in it. Photographs too.
The details,
the detail,
right? The fine details.
Because that's where the truth is.
That's the dope part. Is like you like stand back, you look at something, you see the general picture. Then when you get up close and you see the detail, it's like blows your mind sometimes.
You don't want to be doing too much of either one. You want to get a healthy balance of both. You can't be looking too far all the time, but you don't want to look too close all the time.
I feel like that's a great metaphor for life in general.
Yeah. You go insane.
You don't want to overanalyze too much.
But you don't want to underanalyze
exactly.
either. You got to find that happy medium. And lately I've been like 25 years I've never had like any issues or whatever, but lately I don't know, maybe it's the election, I don't know, you just feel like a lot of anxiety about different things, new jobs, relationship statuses, that kind of thing. So it's good to find like groundwork, and I just been like trying to get into like meditation and
I know you told me you put off your yoga class.
I did actually, but I actually went to an earlier yoga class. And
did you?
It felt like what hot yoga might be, because he forgot that he had the heat on to 90. And he was playing instrumental Santana music. It was intense, but it was
You reached some meditative states, would you say?
I would say so. We do a lot of meditation there, but then like lately I've been trying to study some meditation on my own. I used to do it when I was younger, but I don't remember how I did it, kind of thing.
What type of meditation do you get into?
They say like probably not all the way.
Techniques?
Probably like a transcendental meditation.
Right.
I used to study that kind of stuff.
How do you enter the state?
I just kind of just get like very relaxed, and you have to be in the right mood to do that, I think. And if you're not, you have to try to get into that mood, and it's very difficult.
I know some breathing techniques that
yoga definitely helps. Like sometimes you feel like you're gonna pass out, and then that would be like a good time to just like sit in the corner and get it done.
Yeah, I like to listen to Nirvana Unplugged and just zone out.
Music is very helpful.
I feel like that's a good album to meditate to. So now you play acoustic also?
Acoustic.
Guitar?
Yeah, this is acoustic.
Oh, my bad. I meant...
No,
We're
electric?
That's what I meant,
electric.
I'm sorry.
I
know you prefer the acoustic.
Yeah, right? If you hear me play electric guitar, it's probably going to sound just like me playing acoustic guitar, just louder and like a different tone. But, because I don't know of like riffs or anything like that. A little bit of blues here or there. Like, I'm more of a chord person, and I'll improvise.
That's just the type of music that you like.
Singer-songwriter is me. Like, that's the kind
That's how you describe yourself, right? You want to get into another one?
Sure. I actually didn't bring anything with me. You know what? I'll do this.
You want to play a classic?
I can do this other John Prine song.
Okay.
It's kind of a talking song.
Okay.
It's not political, even though it might sound like it is. It's just kind of about life in general. We were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters. Whoa, wah, oh, wah, oh. Many years ago, along the Illinois-Wisconsin border, there was this Indian tribe. They found 2 babies in the woods, white babies. One of them name was Elizabeth. She was the fairer of the 2, while the smaller, more fragile one was named Marie. Having never seen white girls before, living on the 2 lakes known as the Twin Lakes, they named the larger, more beautiful lake, Lake Elizabeth. And thus the smaller lake that was hidden from the highway became known forever as Lake Marie. We were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters. Whoa, oh, oh. Many years later, I found myself talking to this girl who was standing there with her back turned towards Lake Marie. The wind was blowing, especially through her hair. There were 4 Italian sausages cooking on the outdoor grill, and they was sizzling. Many years later, we found ourselves in Canada trying to save our marriage, and perhaps catch a few fish, whichever came first. That night she fell asleep in my arms, humming the tune to Louie Louie. Ah, baby, we gotta go now. We were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters. Whoa, oh, oh. The dogs were barking and the cars were parking and the loan sharks were sharking and the narcs were narking. Practically everybody was there, but in the far parking lot by the Forest Preserve, the police had found 2 bodies, naked bodies. Their faces had been horribly disfigured by some sharp object. I saw it on the news, the TV news, in a black and white video. Do you know what blood looks like in a black and white video? Shadows, shadows, that's what it looks like. All the love that we shared between her and me was slammed up against the banks of old Lake Marie. Marie, we were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh.
That was awesome.
That was a little improv. It's a John Prine song too. I don't really know what that's about. Something about just explaining kind of when you're sitting on a train and just like things go through your head. Somebody you were married to. Remember that time we saw 2 naked bodies on the TV news, and you remember the songs they were playing, you remember that there was food cooking on the grill, and then you remember the history of where you were at the time, which was Lake Marie, and all this history with the Native Americans that lived there, and
takes you back.
Takes you way back, you know, and then you forget that you're on the train and you're trying to get to work, and you got this baby screaming maybe next to you, and you wonder that you can remember that at all, but that
reminds me of that open bar we went to back in the day.
Oh, I was telling somebody about that recently. Somehow we put all of our jackets into a high chair, which is a story to tell. That should be in a song somewhere. I actually had this coat, this leather jacket, and my pocket had a hole in it. And my keys and my scarf, I don't know, must have fell out of the coat. We took the train, so we were safe. We all left separately. We all got disconnected. It was an open bar.
Didn't we all end up meeting back at my house at like 4 a.m.? And then you were like, you noticed. You're like, I have a different scarf on than the one I left my house with.
No, that happened the next day because I left my keys in Rockville Center. By the time I sobered up and everything, it was really bad snowing out. I remember I took a cab from the train to this bar that we were all going to meet up at that nobody showed up at. It was just me. And I'm like, where is everybody? They're probably still there. And we might have all been on the same train and just messed up the times. I don't know. But
yeah, I think I was on the train by myself.
I was definitely on by myself. I remember texting everybody and saying, I'm coming back. And you guys were like, we're still here. I'm like, I'm already on the train. So I grabbed somebody else's scarf, and I had to go back the next day and get my keys and everything. But I parked
Somehow you traded scarves.
there was another scarf with my jacket. I don't know. So it was kind of just when you go to a party and you throw your coats on a bed, and
then when you're leaving, it's
you
just
leave,
a blur.
it's a quick.
Everything's a blur.
It was snowing and it was slushy. You walk back from the train, and I always remember the story. I must have just missed you because I went to go get my car, and then I realized I didn't have my keys. So I walked back, and somebody gave me a ride home, and then those were in the good old days. And then I just must have missed you coming down the road in the snow.
I stumble home a lot, you know?
Yeah. I don't do too much of that anymore.
No, I try not to. Now that Uber exists.
Oh, Uber. We took an Uber recently, and we left Nick Bove behind.
Oh, yeah.
He was just too much for the Uber.
He's known to fight Uber drivers.
No.
Great
I wish
guy.
he made it in the
Friend
Uber.
of the show.
Yeah.
No, he was supposed to be here. The co-host is sick. He'll be back. So is there anything that you want to speak on that I haven't brought up? Or is there any question that you wanted me to ask?
You know, I did have a question that I thought I would have you ask, but I think you covered everything. My beginnings as a musician and everything like that.
So, how'd you taught yourself the guitar, right?
Oh,
have you ever you've never taken lessons?
Well, yeah, because I had that VHS tape, and it was terrible. And then, by the time the internet came around, I was watching videos left and right. I remember I watched this video. I remember exactly what he was wearing. It was like a crotch shot of this guy playing a guitar, and I was like, "Son of a bitch! Can't they pick a different angle?" so I'm watching this, and then he had the capo on the second, and he's like, "This is how you play Mr. Tambourine Man." Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. So I remember watching that over and over again. I'm like, I can't do that. So, I don't know, years have passed, and
now you can pretty much just play anything. You read sheet music amazing, better than anyone I've ever met.
I could read the right hand of sheet music, but I could read chords like nobody's business.
And you could
chords.
just anything though. You just translate it right to piano. You just sit down at the piano.
Yeah, it's just sometimes you'll sit there and you're playing a guitar and you're like, wow, I cannot sing this, I cannot play this. It's just not for me. And then you just get onto the piano, and then the whole thing changes. It's a whole different ball game. Where you'll pick up the ukulele and you'll be like, oh, the guitar's lower now. It's a ukulele, so I can hear my voice and I could try to mold my voice into what I want it to be. I don't usually play anything how they're recorded.
You put your own little twist on it.
I try to put my own little twist on it.
Make it more original.
When I do open mics, and especially the open mic at the Loyal Dog, they want to hear things as they're recorded. So I'll do Because I Got High, but I sing it kind of like a country song.
You want to do that right now? Just, not the whole song, just do a little chorus part for me.
Alright. I lost my entire life because I was high. I lost my kids and wife because I got high. I lost my whole paycheck, and I know why.
Why, man?
Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. Da 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 da.
That was great.
I mixed 4 different verses of that song together, but yeah, that's always a fun one. It brings the people out. That and Summer Girls by LFO.
You remember that Ray Lamone song?
Ray Lamont sang?
Yeah.
I could do that.
You could do that right now?
Yeah.
No way. Alright, first off, let's tell the people the name of the song and how to spell this, the guy's name.
Ray Lamont sang. Most of you should know Ray Lamont sang. He's a folk artist.
This guy is one of the best folk artists I've ever heard. And that's live, recorded, just hands down.
He's got a very Joe Cocker kind of voice, I would say.
None of my viewers know who Joe Cocker is.
My friend Kyle does a good Joe Cocker impression there's a scene at Woodstock when he did With a Little Help from My Friends, and he's basically having a seizure on stage and singing this song, and
What's the name of this Ray
This one's called Jolene.
Jolene.
So, and
yeah, this is literally one of the best songs.
This is the one slow song I could do in the bar and get away with. Zach Brown Band does a cover of this. Cocaine flame in my bloodstream. Sold my car when I hit Spokane. Bought myself a hard pack of cigarettes in the early morning rain. Lately my hands, they don't feel like mine. My eyes been stung with dust and blinds. Held you in my arms one time, lost you just the same. Jolene, I ain't about to go straight. It's too late. I found myself face down in the ditch, booze in my hair, blood on my lips, a picture of you holding a picture of me in the pocket of my blue jeans. I still don't know what love means. I still don't know what love means. Jolene, la 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 la, Jolene. Been so long since I seen your face, I felt a part of this human race. I've been living out of this here suitcase for way too long. A man needs something he can hold on to, a 9-pound hammer woman like you. Either one of them things will do. Jolene, I ain't about to go straight. It's too late. I found myself face down in the ditch, booze in my hair, blood on my lips, a picture of you holding a picture of me in the pocket of my blue jeans. I still don't know what love means. I still don't know what love means. Jolene, la 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 la, Jolene, la 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 la, Jolene. Sorry if I got a little bit too loud in your face there.
No,
that's
dude,
that's
that
a song
was
that you have
amazing.
to project a little bit on that one.
I love that song. Thank you for doing that.
Sure.
What do you think that one lyric means? A picture of me. How's it go?
A picture of me holding a picture of you in the pocket of my blue jeans. I kind of like, you ever see like the Macaulay Culkin meme where it's like a picture of him wearing a picture of him?
Mm-hmm.
Wearing
It's
a
like
t-shirt
Inception.
of him. Yeah. So it's like Inception before Inception. But that's like an old psychological, like, or physiological examination of life. Like, the more you look at, I think it's just the way that the eye works. Like, sometimes it could be like a disorder. Like, when you look in your eye, you see what's reflecting off of it. And then, like, inside of that, you see a reflection of that. So you just keep going.
It's kind of like
Inception.
infinite.
Yeah.
And they say the universe is infinite.
And the one lyric that bothers me more than that one is, I still don't know what love means. And, like, how long do you have to go?
I just, I want to set that as
do you
my
have to walk
Facebook
down?
status every time I hear the song.
Which one?
That line, I still don't know what love means.
I still don't know what love means.
That song's great. All right, Steve. I think we'll end it right
all right,
there.
awesome.
That was classic.
Cool.
Thank you, man.
It was great.
Great
coming down.
performances.
Thank you.
I'll have you back on.
Awesome.
I know you can play all different types of
We'll
music.
do more like heartbreak songs. Maybe I'll bring a piano, or you can come over. I got the piano.
Yeah, we could do it from your house.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. All right, Steve.
All right, cool.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.